Hello, and thank you for visiting Coastal Custom Wine Cellars. I want to take you on a short tour today of a project we recently completed in Newport Beach, California. I'll share some before photos with you, some after photos. I'll also take you on a tour of our complimentary three-dimensional design services, some photographs with you of the finished product. This is the entry of the home. But let's take a look at the design features first. Everybody that comes to Coastal Custom Wine Cellars receives a complimentary three-dimensional design package such as we're about to go through here. This is the plan view or an overhead view of the wine area. So all the dimensions are posted around the perimeter. Walls are typically referred to as elevations A, B, C, and so on. And your total bottle capacities and such are posted in this table on the top right, as well as a crown molding detail, base moldings and such. Yeah, this wine cellar has some unique features. As you'll see in the pictures that are coming up here shortly, the walls and the ceiling are a brick veneer. So they wanted as much of this brick visible to their guests and to their family for the overall appearance of the wine room. So we created what I call some half diamonds, large openings that are open to the back wall. And this is indeed the wall directly across from the entry. The total height is about 9.5 feet. Here is a tabletop area, and you'll see later the herringbone brick design within the confines of this. On this particular wine rack design, we provided a 4-inch toe kick or a base that elevated everything off the floor 4 inches, and we provided a built-up crown molding here at the top as well. This is a side elevation showing you the depth of the wine racks. The theme of the wine room was this high reveal display row that went around the perimeter. This is about 40 inches off the floor. We provided LED lighting to illuminate this area. And it not only is it a beautiful feature characteristic of the wine room, but it's a good management tool as well, because you can store like wines above and below the display row. All of the openings are 3 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch, which translates to you being able to store a wide variety of 750 milliliter bottles such as Oregon Pinots, Syrahs, Zinfandels, California Blue Chips, standard champagnes. There's very, very few bottles that will not actually fit into these openings. So let's take a look at the left side wall and the right side wall. They are mirror images of each other for the most part, and I'll explain here in a moment. So again, as much open space as possible to the brick wall that's behind all these wine racks. A good amount of single bottle storage racks with a high reveal display row and the continuity of that going throughout the cellar. And you'll see what this elevation or this particular column here is in just a few moments, but it actually faces the full seamless glass wall and entry. And so visually it's quite stunning. It looks a little bit like this. The right side wall as you enter, the only difference between that and the left side wall was the fact that we installed and offered an operable grill cover. This is made of the same wood, the same finish of the rest of the cellarage. However, it conceals the cooling unit. So these three-dimensional visuals will give you a good idea of how the wine cellar came together and what we provided. So now let's take a look at some of the photographs. This was the before pictures. This area here with this large mirror is the dining room. And if you go down this hallway and take a right, there's a little entry here to a very large 11-foot by 9-foot area that we converted into the wine cellar. And as you can see, we've begun. Here we're installing the fan coil, or the evaporator, I should say, that supplies the cold air and the cold air return for the wine room. This was provided by Arctic Metalworks. I've worked with this particular contractor for over a year. I was lucky enough to find this gentleman who's created over 750 wine cellars in the Los Angeles and Orange County area. And once that cooling unit is installed, as you can see, and if you'll remember, we talked about the operable grill cover. This louvered panel here is actually on a hinge. So not only does it conceal the product, but for future service or any maintenance, it's easy to get to. Some of the final photographs here. This is a view from the door. And as you can see how the open areas that we discussed about during the design, when we talked about the design, you can see the brick veneer on the ceiling, the walls, the herringbone appearance within the confines of this opening. We have a beautiful oak barrel flooring made from Napa Valley reclaimed barrels. Very cool. Here's another shot. This is the left side and the right side elevations. As you can see, the LED lighting illuminates only the high reveal display row, and it's open to the wall so that this brick is featured. These rectangular openings here are for large format bottles. 1.5 liter or Magnum bottles can be stored here in a label forward horizontal mode, or display, I should say. It's a little bit for the masonry and the herringbone appearance we created. We used a seamless glass. Actually, instead of a dual pane, we used a 1/2-inch Herculite to eliminate and minimize the borders, the channel, the header, and that sort of thing. So there is essentially nothing, with the exception of glass, that obstructing your view into the wine cellars. Really, pictures don't really do it justice. It's stunning. So if you have a project, we'd love to help you. Please reach out to us at winecellarsbycoastal.com.